Broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIAL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the new Triblive High School Sports Network.
Welcome to exclusive coverage of the 2017 WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs, only here on the Triblive High School Sports Network. The high school volleyball playoffs at tribhssn.triblive.com is sponsored by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by AstroTurf, by Dollar Bank, by Chick-fil-A Robinson, by WQED, and by Trib Total Media. Now let's head courtside for all the WPIAL volleyball postseason action, only here on the new Triblive High School Sports Network.
From an absolutely raucous Baldwin High School, we continue our coverage of the 2017 WPIAL Girls Volleyball Championships right here and only exclusively on the new Triblive High School Sports Network. Kyle Dawson alongside Kevin Zielmanski, Chris Lackner handling our video coverage. This is a video-only game, but that's a good thing. That means you can see what's going on, and it means that we minimize the mistakes down here. And you'll be able to see everything in this crazy gymnasium today. We've already seen
because they might not hear us all.
Well, that's also true. It gets really loud in these volleyball championship matches. We saw a 5-set thriller in the Class 2A championship with Beaver winning its first ever girls volleyball title just a couple of minutes ago here at Baldwin High School, and a chance for one of these two teams to win its first championship. Well, one of them has won a championship. That's Montour, the number 2 seed that takes on Knoch. Montour won the first ever girls volleyball championship in the WPIAL back in 1972. Have not appeared in a championship match since. For Knoch, it's been since 2003 since they've appeared in a girls volleyball championship match. The Knights have never won a girls volleyball trophy in the WPIAL, but these two very, very good volleyball programs over the last couple of years. The number 1 seed Knoch Knights undefeated at 19-0 overall entering this match. 12-0, the section champions in Class 3A Section 4, and Montour 18-1, just one blemish on the 2017 record. 11-1, section champions of Class 3A Section 2. Also, both these teams headed to the PIAA tournament. We'll talk about this throughout the match, but Montour will be headed to the PIAA state playoffs for the first time since 2001. But two very good volleyball programs today that have gotten here pretty easily. Maybe one match that went to 5 sets for Montour is the one difference between the trek to here for both of these two teams. And that's for Montour, a 3-2 winner in the quarterfinal over Hampton. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing to Baldwin High School.
Yeah, Montour 3 straight sets over York in the first round. As you mentioned, 3-2 victors over Hampton in the quarters. And in the semis, 3 straight sets over West Allegheny. That's pretty impressive in the semifinals. And on the other hand, Knoch, number 1 seeded, they beat Gateway 3 straight sets. 3 straight sets over Elizabeth Forward, and then 3 straight sets over Thomas Jefferson. So the Knoch Knights have been dominant, undefeated in section play, 13-0, 52 sets won on the season, only 9 sets lost. When you can keep your sets lost over 18 matches to single digits, you're doing something pretty impressively. So they got that. It's going to be, you want to see a good championship match. You got 1 versus 2. You can't ask for anything better than that. That's what the committee thought were the 2 best teams, and that they're here today at Baldwin, and it should be a pretty entertaining and exciting atmosphere watching these 2 girls volleyball teams.
Yeah, the 3A championship right now, the 4A championship is later on this evening here at Baldwin High School, and we will have both of the championships on video here, and it's been a fun day already. Bishop Canevin and Beaver both winning championships. Last year, these two teams, the number 3 and number 4 seed in the Class 3A girls volleyball bracket. The Knoch Knights were the number 3 after winning a co-section championship in Class 3A Section 4. Lost to Hampton 3-0 in the semifinals of last year's tournament. Advanced to the PIAA tournament with a third-place consolation match win over South Fayette. But Montour was a really good volleyball program last year, too. Lost to South Fayette in the quarterfinal in 5 sets. I had that match at West Allegheny High School, a very, very thrilling match. And Montour and Knoch with an opportunity to kind of right the path now and appearing in their first championship game in a long time for both schools. Knoch a little bit of less time since 2003, as mentioned. Montour since 1972, winning a volleyball championship there. But these two schools certainly had an ability to do really good things last year in Freeport and Beaver, in 2A and other teams in West Allegheny last year in Class 3A were all schools that were just absolutely filthily dominating on the volleyball hardwood in 2016. So these two a chance to right the ship and do what perhaps could have been done last year, but we'll have to wait to 2017. Well, we're going to let the lineups be introduced for both teams. We're going to take a quick break, be back with the opening set of this Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championships, and it'll be only here on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Stay tuned.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Triblive High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recordtan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com. Make Chick-fil-A Robinson your destination for a fast and tasty breakfast. Chick-fil-A Robinson offers a variety of breakfast sandwiches, including sausage, bacon, or, of course, chicken. Breakfast is served hot and fresh daily, featuring our handmade biscuits. Need to feed a crowd or a tailgate on Sunday? Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering has got you covered with hot or reheatable chicken trays. Visit our catering website at www.cfarobinsoncaters.com to book your business or social event today. Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering. We deliver.
As the lineups are introduced here at Baldwin High School, we will now turn over to the national anthem, and we have video, so why not carry it live on the Triblive High School Sports Network.
Whose bright stars and bright stars
And now we are ready for the Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championship. It's the number 1 seed, Knoch Knights, the number 2 seed, the Montour Spartans, on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Kyle Dawson, Kevin Zielmanski, Chris Lackner, man in the video camera up top. Video only on the Triblive High School Sports Network. A busy, busy weekend for the Triblive High School Sports Network wrapping up today.
Full night of football last night. Soccer at Highmark today, 4 championship matches, 2 championship matches at Highmark last night and Thursday. Volleyball semis on Thursday. We've been running around everywhere.
Our starting lineups for Knoch: outside hitters Abby Pospischel, Bethany Nolf. The setter is Carrie Fitzpatrick. Carly Bozzo is the defensive specialist. Kennedy Christie, a middle hitter. Sarah Armaheiser is a middle hitter, as well as Hannah Rowe for Knoch. For Montour, Amalia Esposito, Alexis Buscemi, Mia DiClemente, Alexandra Lease, Rosie Esposito, Mackenzie Erbst, and Gabby Tanny. The 7 both ways for these 2 squads that are a combined 37-1 in 2017. It's Knoch, the number 1 seed, with service to start this match. And it will be Kennedy Christie on the back right side of your screen with it. Christie over the net, played along by Mia DiClemente, the libero in the black jersey for Montour. Back over to the Knoch side, and now a whistle will give a point to Knoch. It is a net violation against Montour, and it is 1-0 in favor of the Knights to start set 1. Again, it will be Christie, played back over on the serve receive to the Knoch Knights. Now back to Montour on the far side. An attack and a kill. Rosie Esposito sends it down, and it's 1-1. Montour gains service.
A lot of play at the net here, just not a lot of clean after the service.
Alexis Buscemi on service for Montour now, and a good attack from the middle of the floor at the front line by Sarah Armaheiser, the leading killer for this team. Had 13 kills in the semifinal match for the Knoch Knights over Thomas Jefferson, 3-0, and now makes it 2-1 here in set 1.
That was a strong kill from the center of the court there.
Back for service is Pospischel. Low arcing serve to the middle of the floor for Montour. Rosie Esposito has her attack blocked, but it goes out of bounds, so it'll go for a kill for Rosie Esposito, and Montour has evened it up at 2 apiece. This is probably the quietest it is going to be the entire match between these 2 schools. Pretty good crowd on hand at Baldwin High School as Montour gains back service. Played along back to the Spartans after 3 hits on the Knoch side. It's Rosie Esposito as it's dug out on the back line, at least temporarily, but it will be a 3rd kill for Rosie Esposito. She's got all 3 points for Montour, and the Spartans take their first lead of the night. 3-2 with Mia DiClemente on service, and it'll be 3-3 after the serve goes long, right side of your screen for service error. On service now, Bethany Nolf for Knoch. Nolf over. Played along, Mackenzie Erbst. Kill for Montour, 4-3 Spartans.
Spotted a nice soft area in the middle of the defense for the Knoch Knights and just made no mistake, put it down, get the 4th point for the Spartans.
Rosie Esposito, senior, back on the service line now, had 14 kills and a block in the semifinal against West Allegheny. And plays it along to the Knoch side for an attack by Rowe that goes for a kill. We're even at 4 in set 1.
Good setup there to the outside hitter. She made no mistake getting the 4th point for the Knoch Knights, tying this match.
This is Armaheiser on service with the right hand for the Knoch Knights, right to left. It's Rosie Esposito on the attack, blocked partially at the front of the net. Almost played into the basketball hoop by the back line, but now for a kill, Hannah Rowe again, 2nd straight point for Rowe, and Knoch retakes the lead in set 1, 5-4. Rowe herself 9 kills in the semifinal, has 2 here already in this first set of the Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championship. Armaheiser serve, tipped over the net softly by Gabby Tanny for a kill. And we're back even at 5. Back and forth we go.
Smart play there. Yeah, back and forth, first set.
Senior Mackenzie Erbst third team all section this year, going to get Division II, Division III looks on the volleyball floor. It's Rowe again, strong with the right hand from the near side. 6-5 in favor of Knoch.
Rowe has been impressive from the left side of the court here, elevating, putting the ball down.
Played along on the serve back to the Spartans. Now back over to the Knoch side, right side of your screen. Erbst plays, or Christie plays over, but it's a violation into the net called against Knoch. And Montour gets the point out of it. And we're even at 6. I was expecting to have to yell over people, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yes, there's fewer people than the last match.
Gabby Tanny with service for Montour, played along by Rowe. Back to the Montour side, softly from the middle of the floor by Esposito. That's Amalia Esposito that's going to get the kill and make it 7-6 in favor of the Spartans in set 1. Again, Knoch. It'll be Pospisil, and it comes back over in favor for Knoch as the block came out of bounds here near side towards us, and it's 7-7. No more than 2 straight points scored by any of these teams.
Nobody can separate and get a 2-point lead.
Played along, blocked at the front of the net. Erbst over Rosie Esposito, now played over. Good dig diving by Bozzo, the libero for Knoch. And she'll have to play it over here in the third hit. Does so to the back line for Montour, where Mia Di Clemente waits. Now Amalia Esposito off a tip and out of bounds, and Montour scores a point, 8-7.
Strong hit to the back line of the Knights, not able to handle it off the defender there. Looked like that was 16, Mackenzie McDowell, out.
This is Amalia Esposito, one of the taller girls on the Montour squad. Probably is the tallest on the floor right now for the Spartans. As a kill for Bethany Knoch. Ties it back up at 8.
That one looked like it may have went over the back line, but Montour tried to play it. Not able to handle it on the set. Point to the Knights. Tied again at 8.
Third team all-section member Kennedy Christie from the right side. Played over. And then knocked down and out of bounds. It'll be a point for Montour.
Got the wall over to that side of the court, just not able to keep the rebound in.
Buscemi on serve for Montour, and it hits off Buscemi's hands on the return. It will be a kill for Armaheiser to tie things up at 9, and this is probably the most back and forth you're going to get in an opening set. Again, no more than 2 straight points scored by either team, and the last bunch of points, couple handfuls, go 1-1, 1-1. This one goes for Montour, and the trend continues. Rosie Esposito with another kill.
Yeah, Montour got 2 straight to make it 3-2, and then Knoch got 2 straight to make it 5-4.
Di Clemente from the service line, played along, soft touch over by Knoch. Good defensive play, but it goes over on one hit. Now Knoch again gets a over ball for Armaheiser. Amalia Esposito to the back line, dug out by Bozzo, now to the front. Armaheiser again, this one is out, and it's a second straight point for Montour, making it 11-9 Spartans in set 1.
First 2-point lead for either side in this first set championship match.
Mia Di Clemente still on service for the Spartans. It's played along here near side, Knoch, cross court to the back of the line for Amalia Esposito, and a tough dig. Couldn't be handled, and it's Rosina Esposito again. 3 consecutive points for the Spartans. And Rosie Esposito has a handful of kills so far in this match. Di Clemente on service again. It's Knoch here near side, gets the kill.
And we mentioned in the open, Knoch has lost very few sets this year, so see how they respond, being pressed here.
Ends a 3-point run, the longest of the day for either team. Ending the Spartans' run there was Knoch. Now blocked at the front of the net, and it will be 2 consecutive for Knoch. A lift violation called against the Montour Spartans. No team is led by more than 3 points in this set. It's 12-11 in set one. Knoch on service, dug out on the back line by Rosie Esposito, softly touched over by Gabby Tanny, and it will be a kill for Tanny, and Montour retakes a 2-point lead.
Cal, when you think kill, you think hard, but there was a nice smart play, just a soft touch over the wall.
Rosie Esposito long with the serve, gives a point to Montour on an unforced error.
You're probably too young to remember, Cal. You used to play volleyball. You could only score when you serve, and these matches would take forever. But they changed it to more of a rally killing with every point, every ball and play is worth a point. And I think it's been great.
Mackenzie McDowell into the game, back on the service line for Knoch, her first time on the floor in this 3A championship match, and this is a kill for Montour. Amalia Esposito makes it 14-12 and continuing to kind of have Montour, if there is any momentum right now, it is on the Montour side. Herbst over to Knoch. Strong attack by Christie. Good dig on the Montour side, and then Christie able to put it back over. Knoch scores to bring it back within one.
Good placement there by Christie. Spotting that area in the back left of the Montour defense.
Abby Kopak in for Abby Pospischel. And back on service is Carrie Fitzpatrick, the setter for the Knoch Knights. Rosie Esposito plays over, dug out by the libero Bazo. Now played back over to Montour. Good defensive play by Esposito. Again, Amalia Esposito plays over. Set up here, cross-court set for a strong attack by Rowe that Montour is able to dig out. Longest volley of the night so far. Kopak will be set up here, softly touches and gets a kill. Kopak ties it at 14.
Yeah, she did a nice job backing up there and just placed it very well. She had her head up coming to the net, spotted the area down the right side of the line.
Again, Carrie Fitzpatrick, second team all-section this year, the setter for Knoch. Undefeated 19-0 season. That one was our longest volley of the night. Let's see what develops here on the left side for Montour. It's Amalia Esposito. They're attacking our equipment. But it's a kill for Amalia Esposito, and it makes it 15-14 Montour. Look at you with the calm hands.
Well, you know, sitting courtside in past seasons, you know you got to be ready for that streaking volleyball coming at us.
Kopak again to the back line of Montour. It's Amalia Esposito again, a partial block by Kennedy Christie, but it ended up going down through the block. And Amalia Esposito, of the last 5 points, has 3, and 3 straight for Montour. 16-14 Spartans, now 16-15 is the service error charge to Gabby Tanny. And now we get some noise.
Yeah, we need a little more noise, more atmosphere here today.
I know that the 4A match will be pretty crowded. North Allegheny and Armstrong doing battle. Pretty far trip for Armstrong as Christie gets a kill. Back even at 16. That's Christie's second kill of the set. Get you unofficial numbers at the end of each set after we go to break. You can also follow along on Twitter at Triblive HSSN. Amalia Esposito softly, it was up for a moment, then down to the floor below. And Montour retakes the lead after a 16-16 tie. Amalia Esposito has 4 consecutive points and 6 kills in total for the match. It is Montour playing over to Knoch. Knoch, DiClemente to the front line, touched over by Buscemi. Now Knoch again. Far side block at the front of the net by Kopak. It won't stay up, and Knoch will tie it back up. Credit Kopak with the block.
Kopak, Christie forming a nice wall over there for the Knights. We're tied at 17 once again.
Good little student section over here for one of the schools. I think it's the Knoch kids that are all suited up. I like it. Over on one on the serve receive and slammed down hard to the floor by Armaheiser.
Good service there, not able to handle it cleanly. Took advantage. Armaheiser put that one right back over the net. They lead by 1.
First lead for Knoch in a long time. Amalia Esposito over dugout back line by Christie. Played along by Armaheiser, and it will be a kill. 3 straight points for Knoch. forces a Montour timeout. This the first lead for the Knoch Knights since it was
5-4?
5-4, yep. Now 19-17 in the first set. We'll take a quick break, be back with the rest of set one, the opening set of the Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championship. Exclusive coverage here on the Triblive High School Sports Network.
Adrian's Pizza on Thompson Run Road is serving Shaler, the North Hills, North Allegheny, and Hampton areas. Adrian's Pizza on 605 Thompson Run Road is your place to go for gourmet pizzas, flatbreads, gourmet sandwiches, hoagies, wings, salads, gyros, calzones, stromboli, and gourmet pasta dinners. Dine in, get takeout, or have it delivered. Adrian's Pizza on Thompson Run Road is now offering a new catering menu as well. Call 412-486-0101. Adrian's Pizza on Thompson Run Road, the gourmet pizza people.
Adrian's Pizza, one of our newest sponsors on the Triblive High School Sports Network. But back to volleyball action here. Set one, 19-17 in favor of the number 1 seed Knoch Knights right now at Baldwin High School. It's Christie on service, and Christie Long gives a point to Montour, 19-18.
So good use of the timeout there. Stopped the momentum for the Knights. Got the service error. Got the point back. They trail by 1.
Front of the line for Knoch, topped or tipped over by Armaheiser. It would help if I could speak. And now Montour will get another point. Yeah, we get a long time. This one shaping up to be a 5-set match. I believe that was Amalia Esposito again that got the kill. Again, it's Armaheiser. Cross court to the back line. Kill, and again a Knoch lead, 20-19.
Nice movement at the front line there by the Knights. She was able to spot it. I see what you're saying now. They are yeah,
they're all suited up. I like it. Look better than me right now.
I didn't understand what you meant by suited up, but they're actually wearing suits.
Yeah, look better than me right now, that's for sure.
That's hard to do.
That's always, though. This one a point for Montour. It was tipped out.
Well, they gave it.
They gave it to.
Oh, there they fixed it. Now it's 20.
Okay, they gave it to Montour.
I was a little confused when they said Montour, but the scoreboard did not reflect that, so we're tied at 20.
It was either Buscemi or Amalia Esposito that got it. Now Mia Di Clemente back on service, 20-20 here in set one. Again, Armaheiser. This one is out, just outside the near sideline here on the left side of your screen. Point for Montour.
Nice loop.
And it will be a point. Armaheiser responds after the air with a point of her own, and that for Armaheiser is the 4th consecutive point scored by Knoch as a kill for Armaheiser, 21-all.
She made a nice run there to the right side.
Bethany Nolf dug out on the back line by Rosie Esposito. Now she's set up for an attack and a kill. 22-21 Montour.
Nice back set there for Montour. That would be Buscemi.
That is the 6th kill for Rosie Esposito, who goes back on the service line now for the Montour Spartans. Senior, first team all section, really good volleyball player. Visited the number 8 team in the country in Division I volleyball, Wisconsin, a couple of weeks back. Also visited Cleveland State recently, another really good volleyball program. It's Esposito from the middle of the floor into the net, 22-22. Rosie's sister, Amalia Esposito, known for her hoops skills on the Montour girls basketball team, getting some interest there at the Division I level. Both of them very tall, which helps in both sports that they play. This one softly touched over by Hannah Rowe, and it'll be a point for Knoch. And we're closing in on either having a win by 2 here in set one, or perhaps if Knoch's able to score here, being able to put away set one. Another timeout, this one called by Montour to stop play here at 23-22 Knoch. We'll keep things here.
That's interesting, the visit to Wisconsin, because typically the college programs that were so good at volleyball were all West Coast. And now you see the sport spreading a little bit more to the east. And Madison's not a bad town to spend your 4 years.
One of our colleagues, Josh Roundtree, does a little bit of work with the Pitt girls volleyball team. Has said a couple of times, seen Rosie Esposito a couple of times and saw her in the semifinals. Says she's definitely a talent. Esposito with 14 kills back in that semifinal match. Second team all WPIAL last season. That team has not come out yet, as far as I'm aware, this year.
I think we're seeing in this first set why both teams are so good. It's going to be hard to pull away.
McDowell over to the Montour side on service. It's Erbst playing over. Now Knoch, or check that. Christie. Kilt. Match point, or set point, excuse me, for the Knoch Knights. 24-22. It's McDowell again on service. This point, if it is a point for Knoch, will be the longest run of the set and will give the set to the Knoch Knights. Rosie Esposito over to the back line. Knoch will play. It is Rowe. It didn't go over. The set went over the net. So it's a point for Montour. It went out of bounds. And that is an unforced error by Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, they had the person they wanted attacking the ball, but the set just went over the net.
Still set point for the Knoch Knights. And it is a set win. Kennedy Christie ends it. And the first set goes to the number 1 seeded unbeaten Knoch Knights, 25-23. Excitement will build in set 2 next to tonight's match, brought to you by Carlow University and all of the playoffs. Exclusive coverage of the 2017 WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs sponsored by Carlow. Only here as we continue on the Triblive High School Sports Network.
Check out the new Triblive High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Triblive HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/Triblive HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Triblive High School Sports Network.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL, only here on the new Triblive High School Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the Triblive High School Sports Network team as it visits with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the new Triblive High School Sports Network.
Who showed you how to get to Sesame Street and took you to visit Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? WQED. And now, WQED and PBS Learning Media can help you travel through space, get an up-close look into Vietnam, and be in the front row of a Broadway show. In collaboration with local school districts, community organizations, and local libraries, WQED continues to create experiences that remake learning for students, teachers, and lifelong learners. For more info, visit WQED.org and begin your adventure.
We'll bring you back into the sights and sounds. I'm absolutely in for some jams at Baldwin High School. I know Chris Lackner up there is loving the music.
Just a little sighting there. Mr. Charlie Batch just walked into the gym up to the top row behind us.
Chris Lackner up there on the video camera. Kyle Dawson alongside my broadcast colleague Kevin Zielmanski. Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championship at Baldwin High School. Knoch 25-23 winners of set 1. We play now in set 2. They've switched sides. Rosie Esposito will have an attack air charge to her. Her attack tried to go to the back corner on the near side here, and it was out of bounds.
Yeah, strong hit down the left side of the court, not able to keep it in bounds. So first point in the second set to the Knights.
Service for Pospisil. Right side, Montour, Rosie Esposito to the back line. Good dig by Christie there. And it was Armaheiser there tipping it softly over. Apologize, you're going to see the left side happening where we cannot see much of the front line, situated where we are with the ladder here near side of the net by the antenna. And this is going to be a point for the Knoch Knights. 4 hits or net violation, one of the two called on the Montour Spartans. I believe it was a net violation, so it's 2-0 Knoch here in set 2. The Knights unbeaten this year, 19-0 coming into this match. Section champions of Class 3A Section 4 under 32nd year head coach Diane Geist. Most Knoch residents and fans will know the Geist name from her nephew as Montour plays in the net. Rosie Esposito again.
The shot putter.
Yes, Jordan Geist. Her nephew is the very famous, as Kevin mentions there, the shot putter for the Knoch Knights, now competing at Arizona University. 3-0 Knoch here in set 2. Played back along, Armaheiser, soft touch over, hit the line apparently. Montour disagrees, but it's a 4th consecutive point for Knoch, and that is the longest run of the night for either team. 4-0.
The girls for the Spartans immediately looked at the official on the ladder hoping for an overroll, did not get it. So 4 straight points to start the second set, as we're getting a message here.
Apologize as Knoch scores a 5th consecutive point. Armaheiser again. I used a template, and this was at 2 o'clock last night after the football games when I put this together. Rosie Esposito is a junior, my mistake. It is her sister Amalia that's a senior. Apologies there, that will be corrected throughout the rest of the match. 5-0 Knoch in set 2. This one is again in for Knoch, and again Montour disagrees with the official here near side with the flag, and it'll force a Montour timeout. 6-0 Knoch to start set 2.
Well, in this day and age of immediacy, someone can send a tweet that we're citing someone's class.
I can appreciate that.
And we get it immediate. So
my issue is that I copied all of these boxes over to save time because it was 2 in the morning. And I left some of the information on there.
So let's get here. Knoch with a strong start to the second set. Half dozen straight points. They lead 6-0. They came on at the end of that first set. They were down by 1, 22-21. They got 3 straight. They won 4 of the last 5 points to win the set. And here they are now. So they've won 10 of the last 11 points scored in this 3A girls match.
We play on. Left to right, 6-0 Knoch, the score in set 2. Good dominant run ended by the junior Rosie Esposito. And she continues to play really, really well tonight. Had a handful of kills in set 1. Her first here in set 2 is Montour puts up its first point of set 2. It's 6-1 with service back to the Spartans. And Mia Di Clemente, check that, that wasn't Di Clemente, that was Buscemi.
Nice scramble.
This one hits the antenna, will go to Knoch and hit the outside of the antenna.
So you get the timeout, you stop the run, you get 1 point. You hope to cut into the lead a little bit, but right back to Knoch. So they're up 7-1.
There is a Teletubby walking into our left, and I am mesmerized.
As you should be.
7-1. Now crossing pass. Chris Lackner, the video man. The Teletubby.
With patriotic shorts.
7-2 now as Montour scores. I'm assuming those are Armstrong people as they check in with the Riverhawk coaching staff.
Because they're laughing.
Down to our right. Mia Di Clemente on service for the Spartans after the point to Montour.
Look out, Lackner.
Make a play, Chris. 8-2, Knoch gets the point. Christie with the kill.
You think he was able to set that well there, Kyle?
Chris Lackner is going to have to be alert. Jess Levo ran the video camera the first 2 matches here at Baldwin High School. Now Chris is back there, and it's very different from looking at a window in the studio on Friday nights. As Montour gets another point, Rosie Esposito again to make it 8-3 in favor of Knoch. Montour gains service back.
3 of the last 5 to the Spartans. They've gone back and forth. Tick-tock, tick-tock, the last 5 points after the 6-point run for the Knoch Knights to start this second set.
Rosie Esposito on service, softly, and it looked like it hit it a little bit funny as it hits the net, and Knoch scores a point, 9-3.
Yeah, I think something changed with the flight when she tossed it, and she just did not hit that one well.
For Knoch now, Carrie Fitzpatrick back on service, the junior second-team all-section athlete.
Oh,
for Knoch, an ace. And I believe that is our first ace of this match,
Yes.
10-3 Knoch.
You are correct. That's the first one that I recall seeing.
I don't have ace written down anywhere on here, so yes, that is first ace. Comes in the second set. Now another point to Knoch, a double hit called against Montour. 11-3 Knoch, dominating now in set 2.
Yeah.
After a back and forth thrilling set 1 went 25-23 to the Knights. Spartans play along right to left on your computer, your tablet, on your phone, on your mystical 4D screen that you have created in front of you. Knoch again with, or check that, Montour with a point to make it 11-4. And back now Herbst. Played along by Christie, front of the line, attack, kill. Rowe, 12-4 Knoch.
Good diagonal kill there from the right side to the back left side of the defense.
That for Rowe, I have down unofficially as kill number 5 of the match. Not many unforced errors in either of these two sets between these two teams, and that one will be another kill for Christie as she makes it 13-4 Knoch. It went off a couple of different hands on the right side here for Montour, unsuccessfully trying to defend that play. And now back on service, Bozzo, the defensive specialist, libero wearing the white jersey for the Knoch Knights. Far side, cross court, block, through the block. Christie again, 14-4 Knoch.
The facial expressions for the Spartans not good right now. I think they're a little bit stunned at the run that the Knights are currently on in this second set. Not a good clean hit there.
But played along by Rosie Esposito over the net to the middle of the floor. Now a soft touch played back over on a block. It was Amalia Esposito that blocked it back over. She's there on the opposite side now. It was Buscemi that blocked it over. Now Montour, Buscemi over. Perhaps the longest volley of the night, at least here in set 2, definitely now overall in the match.
For sure.
As it's continued to be played along left over to right. Buscemi sets up Tanny, blocked back
hit.
over. Good defensive play by Montour, keeps it alive.
Good set.
Again, softly over. Amalia Esposito played back over on one hit. Tanny back over.
What a point. There it is.
And Montour is the one, or Knoch is the one that comes out with it.
What an incredible
It was Christie
point.
again. 3 consecutive for Christie, 4 consecutive for Knoch. 15-4 in set 2. Knights lead. Amalia Esposito blocked down. Good dig by Rosie Esposito. Now set back up for her sister Amalia. Over backline dig. Played along far side. Knoch with a cross court attack is long. Point to Montour, 15-5.
One of the few unforced errors for the Knights in this second set.
Right to left service for Gabby Tanny Jr. Had an ace in the semifinal, only one ace in this match tonight. Came from Fitzpatrick for Knoch earlier in set 2. Left over to right. To the front of the line. A little bit of rotation mix up for Montour, but played out. Amalia Esposito at the net block. Give it to Alexandra Lease, getting on the score sheet. And Esposito there as well. We'll give them both a half a block.
First time in the second set where Montour's won 2 consecutive points.
This one is long, and it will be awarded to Knoch on the service error by Gabby Tanny.
Not able to get
16-6 Knights. Christie on service. to the middle of the floor. Rosie Esposito with a dig. Amalia Esposito attack, blocked down. And Montour wanted a double hit. I think they had an argument there, but instead it will be a Knoch point, 17-6.
Yeah, they're in a little bit disbelief that some of the calls and the number they're losing by right now in the second set.
Esposito kept alive by the Knoch Knights. Over and diving Rosie Esposito, couldn't get to it. Might have shaken up the shoulder a little bit, but she's back up and ready to go again. 18-6 Knoch. With a 12-point lead, dominating set 2. Christie off the top of the net, playable for Montour. Amalia Esposito through the block for a kill.
Cal, if you're Knoch and you really close this one out with by a wide margin, that can really set the tone for the third set, and you're looking for the clean sweep.
It's Amalia Esposito back on service now. A great defensive attempt by Caitlin Gamble into the game for Montour, but she couldn't quite come up with it. It's 19-7 Knoch. And this is an ace.
It's like a football score right now, 20-7.
Yep, Pospisil records her first ace of the match, the second ace in total for Knoch, the second ace of the match between both teams. Pospisil again. Dig for Amalia Esposito, set up Rosie over left side. Kept alive by Knoch. Now Rosie Esposito again, this one is wide of the court. And a point for Knoch, 21-7.
Esposito's done so well in this match, and you just see that unforced error second. The first one was on that service.
This will be bumped back to the middle of the floor for Amalia Esposito. Played over on one hit. Now Knoch will have to keep it alive.
Nice turn.
Rushing and will, and it's a kill for Armaheiser. The Edinburgh commit makes it 22-7.
Good set, good twist at the net, cross-court hit, 22-7 lead for the Knights.
All of a sudden, it looks like Knoch might dominate its way to a championship here. The way set 2 is going after what set 1 was just back and forth the entire time. No more than 3 consecutive points scored by either team. We've had a 6-0 run, a 4 and 2 4-0 runs, one active for Knoch right now in set 2. Rosie Esposito over middle of the floor, dig by Abby Pospisil. Kept alive by Montour for Rosie Esposito through the block to the back line where Christie awaits. Now Armaheiser just slams it down to the middle of the floor. 5-point run for Knoch and closing in on a set 2 victory.
It's completely unexpected as we watch that back and forth first set.
Pospisil again. Right side,
nice
bumped
play.
over. Little set motion by Esposito. Gets the point for Montour and makes it 23-8 as Montour attempts to climb back into this set. It's going to take a mountain of a comeback with it being 23-8. Avoid the unforced error if you're the Montour Spartans. Tipped over by Bethany Nolf for Knoch. Amalia Esposito played defensively by Pospisil. Now to the front line. Armaheiser had it blocked. Again blocked by Lease at the net. And they'll play it on a back set for Rosie Esposito, who will slam it home, 23-9. Back-to-back points from Montour and start to build momentum.
You expend a lot of energy to come back and you fall short. That could be tough going into the third set. So you never know when you're getting dominated in a set. Do you try to fight your way back or do you regroup for the last 3?
Buscemi grazed the top of the net with the serve. Now digs defensively. Mia Di Clementi had to punch it toward the net, and it's going to be a point for Knoch.
Serving for the set. 24-9. The Knights lead the Sparts here. Set number 2. They won the first one 25-23.
Service for Nolf. Montour plays long, trying to keep set 2 alive. Good dig by Bethany Nolf. Now set up for Rowe. Rowe will end the set. 25-9 Knoch winners in set number 2. And the Knoch Knights a set away from going to 20-0, a set away from its first ever girls volleyball championship. Set 3 is next. It's exclusive coverage of the 2017 WPIAL Girls Volleyball Championships on the new Triblive High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Triblive High School Sports Network.
There's a new fear, not of better options, of rising loan rates. It's real. Rates have gone up, and Dollar Bank still has one of the lowest around. With a rate as low as 3.29% APR with only $50,000 borrowed, fixed for 7 years, there's nothing to fear. You can renovate the kitchen or update a bathroom or two. So lock in your rate now before they, well, I don't want to say it out loud. If choosing the better option is your worry, you can be confident that Dollar Bank's loan experts have only your best interests in mind, since they're not paid a commission. So lock in your rate before they go up again. Get those home improvements done with a rate as low as 3.29% APR, fixed for 7 years. Longer terms are available. Stop by, call 1-800-242-BANK, or visit dollar.bank. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. Rate is for well-qualified borrowers and includes a discount with a maintained qualifying checking account. Not available for the refinance of a Dollar Bank loan, line, or mortgage of less than $15,000 in new money. Monthly payment of $13.34 per $1,000 borrowed. Other terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Equal housing lender.
Well, we're not at the YMCA.
Come on, Cal, get it going.
Baldwin High School's at the YMCA. I saw Chris Lackner throwing up some letters up there.
YMCA. We still have a minute on the clock, but everyone's back on the court ready to go. Because
they're sick of the YMCA, apparently.
Please make it end. Get on the court quickly.
25-9, set 2 to Knoch after a 25-23 Knoch win in set 1. It's 2-0 in favor of the Knoch Knights in search of their first WPIAL championship in girls volleyball, and can do it with one more set.
Gabrielle Tanny on the Montour bench trying to get her teammates into this match.
First game of the set, and it will be a point for Montour. The first time in this match that Montour has scored the opening point of the set.
Well, if you're going to make a comeback, you got to start somewhere. And they get the first point of the third set.
Back on service, it is Buscemi for Montour. And it'll be another point for Montour. Buscemi again.
I think you might see Montour play this one.
Backs against the walls.
Yeah, you tend to elevate your play when you're facing elimination. And that's true in any sport, in my opinion.
Net violation called against Knoch. It's 3-0 Montour here in set 3. Buscemi again.
There it is.
Again, Montour, 4-0.
Wouldn't shock me. Montour lands this set, and then we come into a fourth set. Knoch trying to close it out, and who knows if Montour can then push it to the fifth.
Another for Montour.
We're gonna get the timeout.
Backs against the walls for the Montour Spartans. Mentioned this would be the first championship for Knoch. The Knights haven't appeared in a championship match since 2003. Lost that to Hopewell. It's been much longer for Montour since a championship appearance, 1972. That is the first year of the girls volleyball championships in the WPIAL. Montour won the championship that year.
So good start to the third set for the Spartans. 5 straight points. They lead 5-0 as they serve to continue this run. Taking the timeout. If you're Coach Geist, you're looking to stop this run. Maybe pick up a few here. We got a little pause for some moisture. over in front of the Spartans bench as the official drops the towel and does his best foot cleaning motion.
This place is going to start to fill up here shortly for the 4A championship match. Hear that next. The North Allegheny Sports Network guys will be on the headsets. We'll still have video coverage here. Affiliate member of the Triblive High School Sports Network. 5-0 Montour here in set number 3. Knoch leads the match 2-0. 25-23 in set 1, 25-9 in set 2. Amalia Esposito over to the right side. Volley is long developing here. And it'll be a point, the first point of the set, as Bethany Knoch gets the kill for Knoch.
What a high set there. Nice finish for Knoch to get their first point of the second set. And by the way, is that headset over there, the other one we took out?
Yeah, I put it over here. Rosie Esposito from the middle of the floor over to Knoch. Back set for Arma Heiser. Defensively dug out by Di Clemente. Now Rosie Esposito again. Partial block now played along by Knoch. It'll be from the middle of the floor near side here, Knoch. And Knoch will get the kill, 5-2.
As the ball squirts over under the table to our right, being retrieved for the service by number 7 for Knoch. That would be Abby Prospishal, and she serves it long.
(6-2). Montour leads the set. Looking to come back in this third set.
We have a
net violation.
Net violation
against Montour. We'll give the third point of the set to Knoch.
3 of the last 4 points going to Knoch. They were down 5-0. Trying to rally and claim this championship by winning the third set.
Bethany Knoch on service. Rosie Esposito, great dig by Christie. Here right side, now played over softly by Rowe, defensively kept alive by Montour, back over.
Nice push.
Rowe again, through the block. 6-4.
Nice deceptive set. Thought she was going to go in the middle, went to the outside. Rowe put it home. 4th point for the Knights. 4 of the last 5 points to them as they climb back into this third set.
Again, it's Knoch, and Knoch is in for an ace. Montour disagrees once again with the flag. Ref, far side corner. But it's a point for Knoch.
And you can see how it dejects their faces there. And Esposito had a conversation with that official, and she nodded in agreement.
Knoch. It'll be another ace.
6 of the last 7 to tie it at 6.
6-6 after a 5-0 start for Montour here in set 3. Bethany Knoch right to left, dug out by Di Clemente, but didn't hit it how she wanted to. It'll have to be played over on the third hit from behind by Rosie Esposito. It does. And an attack for Rowe and a kill. Strong effort. Fired up after that one. Rowe, her second kill of this 5-0 run now for the Knoch Knights.
Oh, you think, Cal, but we're going to get a timeout here by Montour. I see some indecision on the Montour half of this court too often, and I never really see it on Knoch's side. They seem pretty sure on what they're doing, and they are decisive, and they're moving the ball where they need to get it.
Easier to do that when you're up 2-0, up 7-6 here in set 2. Quick break on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Tonight's match brought to you by Carlow University at Baldwin High School.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Record-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Open things back up. It is a point for Montour out of the timeout to even things up at 7 apiece here in set number 3. 2-0, the match lead for Knoch as we stand here at Baldwin High School. Kyle Dawson, Kevin Zielmanski, Chris Lackner on the video. Video-only coverage, exclusive coverage at the Triblive High School Sports Network. Rowe, backline dig by Rosie Esposito. Amalia Esposito over now through the block. Kept alive. Kill. 8-7.
2 points out of the timeout. Good timeout there by head coach Mike Marchionda. But I think it's been the whole match. I think I see more indecision on Montour's half of the court than I do Knoch. Good ace, or not ace, but good service.
Rosie Esposito service ace. That is Montour's first ace of this match. 9-7, Spartans lead set 3. Esposito again, jumping, right hands. Tough dig, kept alive for now. Back over to the middle and third hit by Christie. Esposito from the middle of the floor. Attack by Tanny, kept alive by Knoch, and it will be a point for Montour. 4 hits against Knoch.
Good response out of the timeout for the Spartans. 4 straight points to take a 10-7 lead.
Rosie Esposito.
Nice dig.
Almost an ace, but a good dig played over. Back to the Montour side on the serve receive. Amalia Esposito tipped it back over. Now a kill for Armaheiser.
Oh!
It was tipped. They're going to give the point to Knoch. It's 10-8. Armaheiser kill. They're confused. I am now too.
Asked the official on the ladder what number that went off the hand.
There's Mackenzie McDowell on service for Knoch. Kept alive. Over on the third hit by Mackenzie Kirkin into the game. And it's a point off a double hit violation called against Montour for Knoch, and 10-7, or 10-9 now rather, the score for Montour, the lead in set 3.
I got to credit the Montour staff for being calm over there. I know the girls have been unhappy with a few calls.
McDowell softly touched over, not kept alive. It's a point for Montour. Amalia Esposito makes it 11-9 in favor of the Spartans here in set 3. Need this one to keep it alive. Also, we'll need set 4 if it gets there to force a 15-point fifth set. Di Clemente dig. Up over by Tanny. Tanny scores the point. Kill. 12-9, timeout. Knoch will take 1-2. Exclusive coverage of the Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championship continues, sponsored by Carlow University, exclusively on the Triblive High School Sports Network.
I like catching fish with my son, but I sure don't like a health plan that comes with a catch. That's why I'm good with Gateway Health for medical assistance. They give us access to the highest quality health care from the doctors and hospitals that we want. And when you have something that good on the line,
you don't let it get away.
I'm good with Gateway. Go to I'mGoodWithGateway.com to find out why so many people say
I'm good with Gateway.
Baldwin High School, the scene of 4 girls volleyball championship matches tonight. 2 already done. 1A champion Bishop Canevin, 2A champion Beaver. We find out who the 3A champion is right now. 4A championship Armstrong and North Allegheny still coming up. Was scheduled for 6. That's not going to happen. 12-9, Montour leads set 3 here. Good volley developing. It'll be a point for Hannah Rowe and a point for Knoch at the same time. 12-10, cutting into the lead, Knoch.
We've seen Knoch, particularly Rowe, have some success there from the outside hitting position.
It will be Carrie Fitzpatrick, right side to left. Kept alive by Montour momentarily. Amalia Esposito, nice, great diving play, but it goes outside the antenna. So Amalia Esposito will get the kill. 13-10 in favor of the Montour Spartans here in set 3, and back on service now is Gabby Tanny. The junior left-handed serve is long. Point Knoch. We will try to get the winning coach here after the match. Probably just send you over there as soon as it ends. Before the medal ceremony starts, we'll grab them, bring them over for a quick interview, let them celebrate with their team. We'll have a center stage posted later tonight with one of the victorious players here between Knoch and Montour. It's going to take a colossal comeback for the Spartans, up 2 here in set 3, but down 2 sets to none, make it 14-11 Montour. Rosie Esposito with a kill. Heartbreaker for Montour last year, exited the playoffs in the quarterfinals in 5 sets at West Allegheny High School to South Fayette. Point here for Montour again as Rosie Esposito scores again. It's been since 1972 that Montour's girls volleyball team has appeared in a championship match. Again, if you're just joining us, that was the first year of volleyball championships in the WPIAL, and Knoch will score a point here. Christie makes it 15-12.
Montour's played well in this set, but they can't, besides a 5-point start to the set, they can't seem to break away from Knoch. Knoch has been able to keep it relatively close while still trailing.
Yeah, Christie on service, kept low by the net, but Rosie Esposito able to play an attack. Near side here, it's Knoch. Mia DiClemente with a good defensive play. Now Rosie Esposito again blocked, but kept alive by Montour on 2 hits over. Soft touch and a kill for Armaheiser, 15-13. Knoch with an opportunity here as it gets service back to try to come back and take the lead in this set 3 and perhaps win a championship if it can close it out in this set. But a point to Montour there on a service error by Armaheiser. 16-13 Spartans, serve for Buscemi. Great defensive dig by Amalia Esposito. Attack by Mackenzie Herbst. Knoch over. Esposito defensive dig. Rosie Esposito kill.
Good kill there by Esposito. Getting it around the wall. She went across the court to avoid that wall being set on the left side.
Buscemi still on service for Montour, looking for a 3rd straight point here, won't get it. Knoch will score. It's Armaheiser again softly over the top of the net and falling to the ground untouched. 17-14 Montour. Knoch gains service back. It's Abby Pospischel back on the service line, right side of your screen. 3-point lead for Montour. Play along on the serve receive. 3rd hit over by Herbst. This one is long, near side here, out of bounds. A point for the Montour Spartans. And now Mia DiClemente back for the Spartans to serve. Low dig by Christie. Set up for Armaheiser. The attack is long. It's a point for Montour in the largest lead of this set for the Spartans since it was 5-0, 19-14. DiClemente again. Montour will keep it alive. Rosie Esposito is wide of the hardwood far side. Point to Knoch, 19-15. Back-to-back unforced attack errors. Off the top of the net with the serve ace for Knoch.
Fortunate break there. Fortunate break for Knoch Knights. It was not a great serve. Hit the net, rolled in. Now it looks spectacular.
Knoch's 2nd ace of this set. It's 19-16 in favor of Montour again off the top of the net, but grazed it this time as Montour keeps it alive, and there'll be a point for Knoch. Lift violation called against Montour, and this time it upset Mike Marchionda over there. And all of the Montour faithful disagree with the call.
That was coming for a long time there. I couldn't help but think if this was a Friday night on the sideline, coaches would have been screaming a lot sooner.
Backs against the walls for Montour. You have to expect a little bit of fiery energy, and they use it to get a point here and make it 20-17. Spartans with the lead in set 3. Trying to force a set 4. and then would be trying to force a set 5 for all the marbles. Rosie Esposito from the service line, dug out defensively by the libero Bozzo. Armaheiser kill. 20-18.
She's been really good in this third set.
Yeah, Armaheiser will check out now for the server, Mackenzie McDowell in. 2-point deficit, looking up at Knoch in set 3. McDowell. Dug out by Rosie Esposito. Set back up middle of the floor. Esposito blocked down back to the Montour side. Malia Esposito, soft touch over. Fitzpatrick there defensively. Now an attack and a kill for Hannah Rowe. And Rowe has been awesome tonight. Pulls Knoch within 1. That's Rowe's 4th kill of the set. And just off quick glance, she's probably near or over double digits at this point. 1-point lead, now a tie, 20-20.
I thought they might struggle when Armaheiser went out with the substitution, but they rallied. 3 points, timeout Montour.
Knoch realizes what is about to perhaps happen.
They can sniff it.
Uses a timeout. 20-all, take a break. Triblive High School Sports Network's coverage sponsored by Carlow University of the Girls Volleyball Championships at Baldwin High School. We roll on next.
Triblive has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. Triblive.com. Triblive.com. News and more 24/7.
Welcome back in. Courtside at Baldwin High School, Class 3A Girls Volleyball Championship, 20-all here in set 3. Knoch 2-0 in the match. It is on the Montour side now. Softly touched over by Gabby Tanny. An attack by Tanny. Blocked down. Point. Big point for Knoch. Christie with the block. 4 consecutive points for Knoch and closing in on a championship. If it can win this set. McDowell back on the line again. Long attack. Great dig defensively by Bozzo. Keeps it alive for Knoch. It'll be a point for the Knights.
5-point run.
3 points away. The Knoch Knights. McDowell again. Right to left on whatever screen you may be watching our exclusive coverage on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Montour stays in it. Esposito far side kill. 22-21 and gaining service back is the Spartans. It's Earpst back to the line.
Looking for a little spark or energy on the Montour side.
Almost an ace, and it will just be a point for Montour. Earpst ace. 22-all, set 3. This will be a fun couple of volleys here, fun couple of games. Earpst serve, Rowe attack, Rowe. Di Clemente is great dig, and it went over the net, but it went outside of the line, and Knoch scores.
Just shows you the power she gets on her kill attempts. As we get a sub.
It's Kopak coming back into the game. Remember, Kopak came in back and set number 1 and had a pretty big impact in that set. Knoch 2 points away. And now 23-23. Amalia Esposito keeps Montour from having to play from its truest back against the wall tonight. Still backs against the wall as Tanny goes back to the service line. 23-23, 24-23. Ace.
Serving to win the set. Opportunity for Montour to push it to the 4th set.
Set point for Montour. Served by Tanny Long.
Not close.
Going to play win by 2. So 2 of the last 4 points, aces for Montour. That one a service error. Keeps this set alive. Long. Set point Montour and the win by 2.
You see the pressure. Couple opportunities, one to win the set, one to get Dormy to win the set, and both long on the service.
It is Amalia Esposito, dug out back line by Bozzo. Set up, soft touch over by Christie. Kept alive by Montour. Rosie Esposito, it is out. We play on.
Tied at 25, third set.
Christie back on service for Knoch. Di Clemente dig into the bench.
Good
Kept
save.
alive though. Amalia Esposito over. Bozzo up front, block. Montour retakes the lead.
Now I'm liking the energy from Montour. They've come alive a little bit here. Gonna need to serve out this set.
Set point, Bruce Shemy. Try and keep Montour alive. That is out. Point, Montour. Set, Montour. We play on. Set 4 next. Presented by Carlow University on the Triblive High School Sports Network.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Triblive Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Triblive High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlow. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveYou.
Carlow University is a proud sponsor of the Triblive High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Record-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com. Make Chick-fil-A Robin.
Now we had to cut that one, but a Chick-fil-A sounds pretty good right now, doesn't it?
I agree with you there. Armstrong and North Allegheny are going to have to wait at least one more set. 27-25 Montour and extra points there in set 3. 2-1 the match for Knoch. As Montour tries now to force a set 5. This set played to 25, win by 2 if necessary, as it was in set 3. Amalia Esposito. We're back in action, set 4 on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Tonight's match brought to you by Carlow University, exclusively at the Triblive High School Sports Network. Video only tonight. Chris Lackner manning the controls up top. Kyle Dawson alongside Kevin Zielmanski down here courtside. Long volley developing, long first game of set 4. Kept alive by Knoch, now over for Montour. Again, Rosie Esposito, dug out on the back line by Christie. Soft touch over for Armaheiser will work. Point Knoch.
Extended rally there, first point, fourth set. Finally finding a little space in the Montour defense to put down that kill. 1-0 Knoch.
Rosie Esposito. Pospisil dug back over to Montour after the second hit. Lockdown back to Montour. It's 4 hits against Montour. It's a point for Knoch, 2-0. Good defensive dig Back set, top of the floor. Was that Armaheiser? I believe it was. 3-0 Knoch.
Yes. I had a hard time seeing that one through the ladder.
Rosie Esposito, block down, kill. Or point, rather. But a block for Armaheiser there again, 4-0.
There it is. I thought he was going to take the timeout. Or no, we're going to get a sub. I thought Coach Marchionda would take a timeout. They're down 4-0 in what could be the pivotal, decisive set, but he just wanted to get a sub in the back line.
Second stint for Marchionda with the Montour Spartans. He was the girls and boys coach for a long time back in the 1900s, late 1900s, in the 80s and 90s. Came back, this is his first year back. It sounded like such a long time ago when you said the 1900s. Well, that's why I rephrased it to the late. Don't want to give him too much age there. As Montour scores its first point of the set. He was the boys and girls coach from 1989 to 2001 when 11 sections combined. A WPIAL Boys Championship in 2000, graduated from Montour in 1987 and took over the reins 2 years later. As Knoch gets another point to make it 6-1.
Again, not happy with the call over there, but you have to find a way to play through that.
Knoch on service. Trying to build up a lead here early in the set for Knoch. And it's a kill for Amalia Esposito. Montour back within 4. (6-2).
Oh, nice placement.
It's in. Herbst, 6-3.
Placed very well down the left side here. Stuck it right in that corner.
Of course, the Montour Spartans successful on the football field as well. They'll do battle with South Fayette as this serve long point to Knoch. A rematch of the, what is that, the Big Nine?
Coach Ciro's over there, the athletic director. He was over near the bench earlier. He's over there now.
Football coach as well. Coach Lucero. McDowell service error, 7-4. His Montour Spartans will have a conference title rematch with the South Fayette Lions in the Class 4A semifinals on Friday night. That game can be heard on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Into the net. Point. Spartans, 7-5.
5 of the last 7 points. Nice rally by the Spartans. They were down 5-0 in this set. They now trail only by 2.
Rosie Esposito on service. Played along a cross-court attempt for Rowe. It will work.
Point to the Knights there. Thought maybe the Spartans got that one, but that's not the case. 8-5 Knoch leads 4th set.
Knoch leads this match 2-1, 25-23, back and forth in set 1. Dominant 25-9, set 2. Set 3 extra points. Montour 27-25 to keep it alive. Now 9-5 after the point there to Knoch. Fitzpatrick again. Mia Di Clemente dig. Played over on the 3rd hit, middle of the floor by Amalia Esposito. In defense, a dig.
Oh, nice play.
Buscemi kept it alive to Knoch. Changing up a little bit on the path to Rosie Esposito, but she keeps it alive. Her sister Amalia over. Buscemi for Amalia. Over backline dug by Bozzo. Kept alive, but played into the net by Pospisil, and it's 9-6 as Montour scores. Trying to climb back into this one and take the lead in set 4, try and force a set 5. Bishop Canevin won the Class 1A championship. Beaver in 5 sets. Now about an hour and a half ago won Class 2A. And it was 15-13 to end that 5th set, so thrilling in that set. After Freeport dominated set 1, Beaver climbed back in. This one will be 4 hits or a lift violation. Either way, a point for Knoch.
Good back set there in the middle of the front line for the Knoch Knights.
It is 10-6. Knoch leads set 4. The match 2-1, looking for its first WPIAL Girls Volleyball Championship. Amalia Esposito, dugout Bazo backline. Played along Knoch, kept alive by Montour, back over. Knoch again. Dugout D Clemente, touched over by Buscemi. Back over to the Montour side now on 3 hits for Knoch, and a point for Knoch. Double hit against Montour.
I've been very impressed with how the junior setter for the Knoch Knights, Carrie Fitzpatrick, runs the offense.
Bazo on service. 5-point lead for Knoch, make it 4. Gabby Tanny with the kill makes it 11-7. And Tanny now back for service on the line right side into the net. Service air, 12-7, Knoch.
Teammates not watching and almost took that one from behind.
Armstrong, North Allegheny Waite. Fans starting to trickle in for that 4A championship to be played about 25 minutes after this one. We'll get out of the way. Knoch will score a point again. Sarah Armaheiser with another kill, 13-7.
If I would have had to guess, I would have thought Montour was a bigger school than Armstrong and that they would be in 4A, but they will be facing North Allegheny next.
Right side here, Montour. Amalia Esposito blocked, powered through the block by Esposito. Point for the Spartans. 13-8.
They need a little rally here at this service.
Knoch kept alive by Rosie Esposito on the opposite side now for Knoch, and this one will work.
Well placed.
Armaheiser, second consecutive point for Knoch is a kill for Armaheiser, 14-8.
Spotted some space there, went across the court, avoided the wall. Oh.
Changed up a little bit on Rosie Esposito, but she's able to play it over after a back set to her. Another back set, this side block, but a point for Knoch as it went out of bounds.
Getting a little separation now, 7 points, Kyle. They could double up with a point on this service.
Pospisil to the right side. Rosie Esposito after the block keeps it alive for Montour, now played middle of the floor by her sister Amalia. Now this one off the hands of Amalia Esposito. It's 16-8 Knoch, and will force a Montour timeout as Knoch, you mentioned, has doubled up Montour here in set 4, lead by 8, 16-8.
Started this 4th set on a 5-0 run, and then Montour took 3 of the next 4 points. They were down 6-3, and then it kind of went back and forth until Knoch was winning 10-6, and then they've been on a run where they have gone from 7 of the 9 points to take the lead from 10-6 to 16-8, and they're feeling confident as they try to get the last 9 points here to win their first volleyball championship.
Armstrong in the house. Students saw walking across the near side here, and Knoch closing in on ending this 3A Girls Volleyball Championship match in 4 sets. Pospisil. It's a 16-8 lead for Knoch. Rosie Esposito makes it 16-9. Buscemi right side. Service to the back line, Bazo there. Good block, but it falls and powered through the block by Armaheiser, 17-9 Knoch.
Yeah, the ball kind of got stuck in the wall there, and neither could get the second hit on it, and it just fell to the court. 8-point lead for the Knights.
Rosie Esposito blocked down, but it's out of bounds. So Montour scores. Esposito powering through the block. It's DiClemente now on service, trying to keep Montour climbing back into this. Armaheiser over, played into the net, and it'll be a point for Knoch.
Armaheiser does that so well. She elevates, and then she decides in the air to softly go over the wall and eschew the power game.
McDowell left to right with her right hand standing. DiClemente on the back line. Amalia Esposito into the net. Point Knoch, 19-10.
It's going to take a pretty substantial rally now for Montour to stop this momentum for the Knights.
McDowell. Rosie Esposito kept alive by Knoch momentarily for a Montour kill. Tanny. Back with an 8 is Montour, and back with service is Rosie Esposito. Near side right. Dug out in a setting position by Pospisil, now back over to Montour, touched over. And Knoch will score a point. Rowe, block at the net, 20-11.
3 of the last 4 for Knoch. They lead by 9. 5 more points to close out this match.
Fitzpatrick on service. Punched up into the net. Knoch keeps it alive. It'll have to go over here. It does by Bozzo. Amalia Esposito long, 21-11. 10-point lead for Knoch. They can taste it.
Yes, inching closer with each point.
Fitzpatrick over. Played along by Erbst. Over to the Knoch side. Kopak.
Nice.
Kill. 22-11. Tonight's match brought to you by Carlow University on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Left over to right by Fitzpatrick on service again for Knoch. Amalia Esposito over, played alive. Rowe. Strong dig by Esposito. She gets it set back up for a block out of bounds. Point Montour. (22-12).
Good attempt into the wall there. Hard bounce out of bounds. Point for Montour.
Played near us here, near side. Knoch gets it over. McDowell on the third hit. Amalia Esposito softly over. On the volley. Rowe. Dug up into the air. It'll have to be over. Here it is. Bozzo on the back line. Rowe again blocked. Kept alive by Knoch.
Nope.
Momentarily now down to the floor. Montour point. 22-13. Erbst. Bozzo backline set up for Rowe again. Cross-court attack. Dug out defensively by Erbst on the backline. Bozzo here. Opposite side for Rowe. Powered through the block. 23-13. Rowe with another kill. Two points away, the Knoch Knights. Carly Bozzo dug out by DiClemente into the antenna. Set point, match point.
No timeout for Montour. They're just going to play it out here. It's going to be Bozzo with the serve.
It is over, played by DiClemente. Near side here, Rose Esposito gets a kill. And it'll go back to Montour, 24-14.
Not ready to go away yet. Good placement there by Montour. They serve down 10.
Still setting match point. Service for Montour. Dug out by Bozzo backline. Played front line here. Softly hit over. Kept alive by Montour. They needed that one. It's a point for Montour, keeping it alive. 24-15.
Well, the player in the middle there, that was Buscemi. She hit it, then it hit Knoch, and then quickly back to Montour, and they were able to place it down.
Tammy again on service. Bozzo there. Near side. Dug out Rosie Esposito. Now Amalia on the other side. Bozzo there. Front line for the Knoch Knights. Kept alive. Esposito over. Ball up in the air at the net. Knoch having to play it back over. It's Kopak. Kept alive by Rosie Esposito. Now Amelito set up.
Good kill.
Kill. Montour point, 24-16. They're keeping it alive.
Well, Cal, you see this very frequently in volleyball. It's that last point. It's hard to get that last one when it's going to close it out.
Bozzo on the back line. Set up. Over to Montour. Still set in match point for the Knoch Knights. Front line, block. Montour back over. It'll be a set. Esposito. Bozzo there. Still kept alive. It's down. Title. The first WPIAL championship for the Knoch Knights has come to reality. In her 32nd year, Diane Geist will win a championship, and we will be back with her on the Triblive High School Sports Network. Your 2017 Girls Class 3A Volleyball Champions, the Knoch Knights. Back after this.
Your destination for a fast and tasty breakfast. Chick-fil-A Robinson offers a variety of breakfast sandwiches, including sausage, bacon, or, of course, chicken. Breakfast is served hot and fresh daily, featuring our handmade biscuits. Need to feed a crowd or a tailgate on Sunday? Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering has got you covered with hot or reheatable chicken trays. Visit our catering website at www.cfarobinsoncaters.com to book your business or social event today. Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering. We deliver. Adrian's Pizza on Thompson Run Road is serving Shaler, the North Hills, North Allegheny, and Hampton areas. Adrian's Pizza on 605 Thompson Run Road is your place to go for gourmet pizzas, flatbreads, gourmet sandwiches, hoagies, wings, salads, gyros, calzones, stromboli, and gourmet pasta dinners. Dine in, get takeout, or have it delivered. Adrian's Pizza on Thompson Run Road is now offering a new catering menu as well. Call 412-486-0101. Adrian's Pizza on Thompson Run Road, the gourmet pizza people.
Back at Baldwin High School, we're going to do a quick interview here with the champion head coach, Diane Geist of the Knoch Knights. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
It looked like it was going to be dominant after set 2, but they kept in it, and then set 3 was a little bit back and forth too.
Well,
what in the end worked?
Yeah, all year long we've had letdown games, and why change now? So, yeah, I knew we'd bounce back. We had goals, and we've been achieving them goals. We've achieved every goal so far. So
you've got a bunch of different players that make significant contributions for you. Just talk about overall how good this team's been all year, and how much proud of you are of these girls that have just really been phenomenal.
I can't even put into words how proud I am. I'm overwhelmed right now. We've never won a WPIAL championship, and you know it'll sink in eventually. But I'm just so proud of them right now.
Well, you're about to get your gold medals. The second place team, Montour Spartans, you got to give them credit too. They played really well tonight.
Yeah, they have a really nice team. Number 5 Esposito is a strong player, really good hitter. They played really well. Give them a lot of credit. Yeah.
We'll let it set in. We'll let you enjoy it with your team. Have fun going and getting that gold medal, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Victorious head coach Diane Geist of the Knoch Knights. First ever WPIAL Girls Volleyball Championship for the Knights. We will allow Chris to continue to film the medal ceremony. Your thoughts, Kevin? Good match back and forth, and in the end, Knoch stays unbeaten.
Well, that first set was back and forth, and we looked like we were going to be in for a really competitive match. And then in that second set, as I get tangled up with our phone cord, Knoch really kind of showed why they've been undefeated all season. They cruised to a 25-9 second set victory. The third set, Montour made a stand. That one went back and forth. They came out strong in that third set, won the first 5 points, won by 2, 27-25. But then Knoch started getting some separation in that third set. They won the first 5, and then when it was 13-8, they really started to pull away. Ended up winning that one 25-16 to claim their first ever girls volleyball championship.
The Knoch Knights being awarded their gold medals now. Montour just awarded the silver. Still a heck of a season for them. They'll move on to the state tournament for the first time since 2001. Montour will be at 18-2. But that'll wrap things up here. We'll get you ready for the Class 4A championship as Knoch gets the medals in its first ever WPIAL Girls Volleyball Championships. For Chris Lackner on the video, for Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Kyle Dawson saying so long for now from Baldwin High School. Stay tuned. The Triblive High School Sports Network has coverage of the Class 4A championship next. But we say so long now. This has been a presentation of the Triblive High School Sports Network.
You have been listening to exclusive coverage of the 2017 WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs here on the Triblive High School Sports Network and sponsored by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by AstroTurf, by Dollar Bank, by Chick-fil-A Robinson, by WQED, and by Trib Total Media. You can follow the 2017 WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs and all the fall sports postseason action every day by logging on to www.tribhssn.triblive.com. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of the Triblive High School Sports Network.